Dr. Jordan, I know you have a very strong interest in COVID-19 and you're a part of some working groups looking into this subject. Could you tell us a little bit more about where you think this technology might be useful even in COVID-19 testing and susceptibility and other ideas like that?
Our very latest work on polygenic risk scores has to do with trying to infer the risk of infection and progression of COVID-19. This is an example of how polygenic risk scores are absolutely on the cutting edge of both basic research and translational science, whereby those findings from basic research can hopefully be applied in the clinic. We know that, of course, the ultimate cause of COVID-19 is exposure to the coronavirus, but the reality is that different individuals who have the same level of exposure may have a different probability of either becoming infected with the disease, or if they do become infected, have a different probability of having severe complications from the disease and ultimately ending up, for example, in the ICU or on a ventilator. And a lot of that has to do with inter-individual differences in genetics again. So what we're doing with polygenic risk scores in terms of COVID-19 is trying to relate inter-individual differences in genetics, trying to relate genetic differences to the probability that one, an individual will become COVID-19 positive if exposed to the virus, and then two, if they do become COVID-19 positive, they will end up with severe symptoms and complications. And so that's just an example of how this is something that we could not have anticipated, of course, a year or more ago, but around the world, laboratories are working very, very hard to try to understand the relationship between genetics and COVID-19. And so what we do as bioinformaticists is we glean that information that's being gathered in laboratories around the world. We take that and we put it into a genetic test, a polygenic risk score, that can be used to tell individuals something about their risk of getting infected with coronavirus, and if they do get infected, having severe complications from COVID-19 disease.